session. So here we are going to start out with the sample paper. So here get ready with your work. We already started with the first paper. We covered physics. So let's now to start out with the chemistry part. So already we covered physics portion. First paper, chemistry. So let's discuss that. So here few questions are there. So I'll wait for the students for few minutes. So here in chemistry, like some of the topics are very important where you need lot of practice, like the preparation of chemicals that need lot of practice, bleaching powder preparation, then washing soda, gypsum. So all those are very important topics. So first question here, the magnesium ribbon is burnt in presence of oxygen to give magnesium oxide. So what does this reaction, so from which chapter this reaction? Is there any guess? So here, first question is, magnesium ribbon is burnt in presence of oxygen. So what does this reaction represents? So here, magnesium ribbon reaction, that's oxidation reaction. Metal react with oxygen to form metallic oxide. So here, in this reaction, magnesium is reacting with oxygen to produce magnesium oxide. Question is asked, rewrite the above reaction as chemical equation. You need to give chemical equation for that. So here, let's move with the solution. When magnesium is reacting with oxygen, so those are joining now. Already we completed physics part. Let's continue with chemistry session now. So those 5 papers which we completed, now we are going to cover out with chemistry part of that. Here the first question, magnesium ribbon is burnt in presence of oxygen. So here when magnesium ribbon is burnt, it will react to give magnesium oxide. So here magnesium is reacting with oxygen. We need to write balanced equation. So put 2 here so that it will become 2 MgO. Magnesium will react with oxygen to produce 2 molecules of magnesium oxide. So only they asked to write the chemical equation. So whenever chemical equation you will be writing, it's compulsory that you should balance it. Now the next question. So this was the first question of the chemistry. Give an example of acid. Already we discussed second question. Give an example of acid. So here, is there any guess? Will you be answering? You can write any mineral acid or any. So here, either HCl, H2SO4 or HNO3. You can write any acid. Next, the pH value of solution is 10. This third question, pH value of the solution is 10. What is the color in the presence of methyl orange? So here, if you recall back, already we discussed, in presence of methyl orange, if the pH is 10, this is representing base. Color of base is yellow. So it will be yellow in color. Now the next question. So here fourth question is given. Propose a method to extract a highly reactive metals from its ore. So here electrolytic refining. Highly reactive metal can be extracted by electrolytic refining. If you recall electrolysis process, I explained like electrolysis you need to remember like electrodes and then anode, cathode and about anode mud. So yeah, anode mud will give like which substance can be taken as pure metal and what can be taken as impure metal. Okay, Srinidhi has. Now here, fourth question, electrolytic refining. So I'll explain little bit electrolytic refining in detail, like how you can remember electrolytic refining. In electrolytic refining, an electrode is taken. So here we will take a beaker where two electrodes are immersed. One is anode, other one is cathode. Now anode is always made up of impure metal. Whatever metal you need to extract, that is anode, and pure metal is cathode. This is pure metal. Suppose you want to extract copper. So impurity, like impure copper is taken as anode and pure copper is taken as cathode, and electrolyte always related to the chemical which we are purifying. So here we are purifying copper. So in the solution we will take copper sulfide as electrolyte. When these electrodes are connected to the circuit, a bulb is to be kept which will make the current is passing out. Copper from anode will dissolve in copper sulfate solution. Same amount of copper get deposited on cathode. So here amount of copper which is getting released from the anode, the same amount will get deposited on the cathode. So after certain interval, this anode will become very thin and cathode will become very thick, and impurities will get settled down as anode mud. So at the bottom of the anode, impurities will settle as anode mud. If you remember this word with this anode mud, you can memorize the whole topic. Topic is very easy. You can write in your own words. Now the next question. Which of the following hydrocarbon undergoes addition reaction? So what are the addition reactions? There are two kinds of addition reactions. The first one, addition of hydrogen or addition of HCl. So here, if we take any unsaturated hydrocarbon, as this is double bond compound, so this is alkene category. If two molecules of hydrogen are added, so here total and one more, if you remember, I told like whenever we are going for hydrogenation reaction, platinum is used as catalyst. This is very important to write. So here this hydrogen will go and break out the double bond and it will get attached. So this CH2, CH3, single bond CH3. The same question they can ask in two different ways. The first one is like which chemical undergoes addition reaction, or how we can go for hydrogenation. What is hydrogenation? Hydrogenation is nothing but the reaction where hydrogen is being added. Hydrogenation is a reaction where hydrogen is being added. Okay, Himanshu and Srinidhi has. Can you answer? Like, is there any temperature needed during this hydrogenation reaction? Is there any need of temperature? So here hydrogenation reaction temperature is not given in the textbook. You need not to write about the temperature. Only the reagent platinum is to be written. Okay, so here example is vegetable ghee. Vegetable ghee is example, hydrogenation. I'm not asking about example. I asked like, is there any temperature mentioned in the reaction? So whenever you are covering out with any chemical reaction, it's very compulsory to write temperature. If suppose temperature is there, don't miss it. You have to mention the temperature also. Okay, wait for a few minutes. Screen got blurred. So here, whenever there is, so here it is not mentioned. You need not to write about temperature in this type of chemical reaction. Next, fifth question. So I'm writing the options. You need to answer out which will undergo hydrogenation. Among all this, which will undergo hydrogenation? A, B, C, D. You can write the option. C2H6. C2H6. So it is single bond compound. Alkane. CH3 is also alkane. Out of these two, what you feel like answer could be? Why there is no response? No response. So here hydrogenation reaction will be carried in C3H6 as it is double bond compound. So how can you write C3H6 formula? 3 carbon, then 6 hydrogens are there. So here 2, 2. If suppose I'll be using one double bond over here, so here one more. Total 6 hydrogens. So here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Is it clear? Okay, this is what we completed 1 mark questions. Once again repeating, the first question was magnesium ribbon is burned in presence of oxygen. This was the first question. You need to write the chemical equation. Already you did. That is Mg plus O2, MgO. Second question, give an example of acid. That also we completed. Then the next one, pH value is 10. So here, as pH is 10, so it is basic in nature and change of color will be yellow. Propose a method for extraction of the highly reactive metal. So it is electrolytic refining. Next question, which one undergo addition reaction? Option number D, C3H6. And already we covered this. The radius of curvature is 20. Then determine the focal length. Focal length is half of radius of curvature. So it will be 10. Change in focal length of the eye lens is caused by action of ciliary muscles. So this got completed. Now the first page is over. So let's move out with the second page now. Okay, here the first question related to carbon. So here, what are the two properties of carbon which lead to huge number of carbon compounds? First question is, what is the property of the carbon which make it to have huge number of carbon compounds? So answer is catenation and tetravalency. Catenation and tetravalency make the carbon to have very good tetravalency and catenation and small size. You can write any 2 points out of that. Catenation, instead of long chain, it's compulsory to write catenation. Okay, you are not supposed to write long chain here in the answer. If they will ask why the carbon is making more number of compounds, it's compulsory to write catenation word only. Don't use long chain. Catenation, tetravalency and small size. Now the next question, write any 2 daily life application of lenses. Okay, already we did. What are the 2 application of lens? So during the defect of the eye, it can be used for rectification or the defect of the eye can be cleared with that. Then the next one, it is used in Solar furnace we use mirror. Okay, we should not write lens about that. And then you can write like microscope, lenses are used. So those are the uses. Predict and write why series arrangement is not used in domestic purpose. Already we completed that also. As if one of the appliance will stop working, rest of all will stop working. In series, if one get damaged, other will also not work. Now the next question, draw one diagram. So this few students gave the test. So this compulsory, like every day before going to bed, have the habit of looking on ray diagrams once. So if you make this habit, in few days all the diagrams will get printed to your mind. So make it compulsory that every day once you will see the ray diagrams and will read that table. Next one, draw a neat diagram to show the reaction of metal with acid. So how metals react with acid. So this was also there last time. So this question is also to be practiced very nicely. In many papers we are getting this question. Now write the use of bleaching powder. Bleaching powder is used in the purification of water to kill the germs, or you can write like it is used to make water disinfectant. Then different media. So this yesterday we covered, so I'm not repeating it. Okay, once again, let's to have a clarification. More the refractive index, less will be speed. So here first question, arrange the above material in ascending order respect to the speed. So when we come across the speed, more the refractive index, less is the speed. So speed will be less in benzene. So first benzene will come, after benzene water, after water ice, then finally air. Ascending means we need to write small to greater. Speed will be less in where the refractive index is more. Now the next one, which material media is optically denser between water and benzene? So when we compare water and benzene, water is 1.33, benzene is 1.5. So benzene is more optically denser as its refractive index is more. Then speed one we calculated. So this 3 multiplied by 10 raised to 8, you need to divide by 1.5. That is refractive index of benzene to get speed of benzene in water. So next one. Okay, someone said like camera. Okay, answer. It is used in cameras. Okay. So who gave the answer like camera? I don't know the name. With some other naming it is there. Okay, Srinidhi Has is there. Then Himanshu most probably. Okay, Himanshu changed the name. Yesterday you joined with your mother's name, mother's mobile, I think. Okay. Okay, this we completed. So this kind of question one we are getting definitely. So those who are getting confused, keep in mind like more the refractive index, less will be speed. So speed is less in benzene. And when we will be calculating the speed of any material, speed of air in any material, speed of light to be divided by refractive index of that particular material. Like if suppose they will ask what is the speed of water, we divide this by water's refractive index. If they will ask for the speed in ice, we divide 3 multiply by 10 raised to 8 by ice refractive index. Most probably this question is clear to all. Now the next one. So definitions also we covered. Hypermetropia, the first one. Then the definitions are related to electric current, potential difference, Ohm's law, electric power. So what does Ohm's law states? Ohm's law states that potential difference across the conductor is directly proportional to electric current. Okay, let's today once we'll solve this balancing the equation. I saw like many of the students are making mistake in that balancing one in your paper. If you can guess, come in the answers. NaCl plus AgNO3 will form AgCl plus NaNO3. While balancing, you need to count out the numbers. So here Na is 1, here also it's 1, NO3 is 1, that's also 1, Ag and Cl both are 1. So this equation is already balanced. No need to balance it. Now the next question, BaCl2. Barium chloride in presence of sulfuric acid will form BaSO4 plus HCl. Now here 2 hydrogen, 2 chlorine is there. Rest BaSO4 they are single only. So it got balanced. To make hydrogen and chlorine 2, we need to put 2 as coefficient. So if you remember, I told like whenever we are balancing any chemical equation, it's compulsory that always it should be added as coefficient. No superscript or subscript to be done. We should not write any number at the bottom. So only in front of the number we can add it. Now the next question, PbNO3 whole twice, when it is heated, it is getting converted into PbO plus NO2 plus O2. Can you name which type of reaction is this one? Can you name which type of reaction is this one? The third one. Which type of reaction is this one? Can you name it? Okay, displacement. Decomposition. Okay, Himanshu. Decomposition reaction. Can you name one more? As the complex compound is getting divided into simpler ones, it is a decomposition. It is one more type of reaction. Here heat is used. So heat is taken in. What could be the other name? Reaction which is taking place in presence of heat is called thermal decomposition. Very good. So this you need to write like thermal decomposition. Decomposition is not sufficient for this. Srinidhi has. When the decomposition is carried in presence of heat, we call it as thermal decomposition reaction. So it's compulsory that you should write as thermal decomposition reaction. Only decomposition is not sufficient. And one more question is very important out of this part. What are the different types of decomposition reaction? So one is electrodecomposition, second one is thermal decomposition, and third one, what is third one? Electrodecomposition, thermal decomposition, what is the third one? Photodecomposition, very good. Photodecomposition example. Photodecomposition example, where the decomposition is taking place in presence of light, AgBr. Okay, the decomposition reaction is important. So just and one more question is here to balance. So let's start out with that. Now here the next question of balancing. Fe plus water will form Fe3O4 plus hydrogen. 2 hydrogen are there, 2, Fe is 3, oxygen is 4. So first we'll start out from the oxygen. To make oxygen 4, you need to put 4 in front of water. So once if you will place 4 in front of water, hydrogen got 4 to the 8. To make it 8, we need to put 4 with hydrogen also. Now Fe is 3. So we'll place 3 in front of that. Thus the equation got balanced. Silver chloride, correct answer. Ashrita, why are you so late? Silver chloride, silver bromide, both undergo photodecomposition. Okay, next one. Complete the table so that I am not repeating. Already we completed that one. And you all are very good enough for that question. So here, when number of carbon is 3, I told you to use the general formula to fill that. And on that day, I saw that everyone were doing this perfectly. Next question. So this is of the magnetism chapter, explain the procedure to show the compass needle is deflected on passing electric current through the metallic conductor. So here we'll take a cardboard and then conductor is inserted in that. When current will pass through the conductor, conductor will start behaving like magnet. If a magnetic needle is placed nearby that conductor, needle shows deflection. So this explains that current carrying conductor behaves like magnet. So in the form of experiment you need to write. So all to be written here, like aim, then materials, procedure, then finally conclusion. Next question is write an activity to show high reactive metal displaces the low reactive metal from the compound. If choice is in that way, better you go for chemistry question rather than activity of the magnetism. So that will be easy for you. Okay, now coming to the next question. So here the next question. Okay, here these are the solutions. This paper got completed. Okay, paper is over. We covered the chemistry parts here. When the definitions were asked, how the solution was provided for the definition. So I told you already, like you need to write first definition, then its formula, then unit. When you cover all the three, you'll get complete marks. So here this question of definition is for 8 marks. So each question is carrying 2 marks. Thus for 2 marks, definition will carry 1 mark, and for the formula again 1 mark. So this definition 2 marks, 1 mark for the formula, 1 mark for the unit. Sorry, half and half. This definition will be of 1 mark and these two of half each. So complete it will be of 2 marks. Don't miss any of the point. Okay, this we completed. Okay, already we did this Oersted experiment. We took a cardboard and when metallic conductor is inserted to that, after passing electric current, it will start behaving like magnet. And finally, the needle will show deflection. Okay, this paper is fully done with chemistry and physics. Now the second model paper, we did only physics part. Let's cover today with chemistry portion of that second paper. Those who have not written the questions, you can note it down. Okay, next question. Okay, Himanshu, you gave the answer like AgCl, silver chloride, silver bromide. So all those are the correct answers, which will undergo photodecomposition. Now the next one, painting, for which you wrote painting. Okay, suggestion to method to prevent corrosion. Okay, you can write any method. So last time when he wrote like anodizing, anodizing, what is anodizing? Do you remember that? So anodizing is done in aluminium. Here, aluminium, when it kept in air, it will react with the oxygen and it will form a thin layer of aluminium oxide, Al2O3, which prevents the further oxidation of aluminium. So that process is called anodizing. Oiling is also correct answer. Al2O3. Okay. What is anodizing? They can ask for 1 mark. Anodizing, when aluminium react with oxygen, it forms a thin layer of aluminium oxide, which prevent the further oxidation of metal. So thus the metal can be protected. That process is called anodizing. Galvanization is also correct answer. Chrome plating. So all these are correct answers. Now the next question, which one of the following is non-metal? So stupid question. Say the answer fast. Which one is non-metal? Okay, non-metal. So non-metal is? What is non-metal? What is non-metal? Out of them, magnesium, gold, sulfur, silver. Very good. Sulfur is the correct answer. Now the next question, already we covered this. Find the power of a convex lens having the focal length 50. If focal length is 50, its power, if you remember, I told that while calculating the power, focal length must be converted into meter. So this will be dividing with 100. So 50 upon 100. Okay. So question is like, find the power. So once again, I'm repeating that. Find the power when focal length is 50. power is 1 upon f. So this is 1 upon 50 divided by 100. So it will get reciprocal. So answer is 100 upon 50. So it's 2 diopter. If it is convex lens, plus. If it is concave, minus. Okay, Srinidhi you wrote third question. What is it? Okay, third question I left. Very good. Write the formula of the first member of the homologous series of C5H10 belongs. So C5H10, okay, first members of the homologous series. So how we are going to write homologous series for that? Few minutes only. Let me take page. Okay, see here, homologous series. Question is given H5, C5H10. C5H10. Okay, C5H10 is the fifth member. We need to write first member. First member will be C1. So just to check out like whether it is alkane or alkene, so that we can decide by general formula CnH2n plus 2. Now n you replace by 5. So it's C5. 2 5s are 10, 10 plus 2, 12. So H is 12 if it is alkane. So it is belonging to alkene. Okay, CnH2n minus 2. Alkene, alkyne. So yeah, CnH2n, this is for alkene, and CnH2n minus 2 is for alkyne. So as this 10 formula is matching out with alkyne, so first member of alkyne is 2 carbon compound. That is, in place of N will be using 2. So formula will be C2, 2 2s are 4, 4 minus 2 is 2. C2H2. This is correct answer. Is it clear? Himanshu, you wrote alkene. It's not alkene. See, once again I am repeating. C5H10. Okay, when it is C5H10, formula C5H10, here in place of N we need to write 5. So if you are writing 5, 5 2s are 10. Okay, in only. Himanshu, you only correct. So here C5, 5 2s are 10. So it is belonging to alkene. So first member will be, in place of N we will take 2. As for alkene and alkyne, at least 2 carbons are needed. So formula will be C2, 2 2s are 4. So C2H4 is the correct answer. C2H4. Very good. C2H4. C2H4 is the first member and its name is ethene. Let's move with the next question. So already we covered all this. I'm not repeating. Draw the symbol of emitter, that you know, device used to protect the overloading fuse, and how they are connected to get 4. So if the resistance is getting decreased, the clue is provided in the question. For the parallel connection, equivalent resistance is always smaller than the smallest. Here the smaller is 6. Smaller than the smallest means they must be in parallel connection. If the answer is greater than greatest, we go for series connection. Okay, let's move with the next question. This also once have the revision. So as very often students make a mistake in that. Here always while measuring angles, we see the angle in between normal and incident ray. Don't compare it with the axis. Always it should be between normal and incident ray. So here the angle is getting decreased so that the refracted ray is bending towards the normal. So it is entering from rarer to denser. Here it is getting increased, angle got increased. So it is moving from denser to rarer medium. So in that way you can guess out And here they asked like which medium is optically rarer among A, B, C. As in the C, more bending is there. So C is optically rarer. Then which medium is optically denser? Most thicker medium is A because it is bending towards. So optically denser is A. Next, the third one is ABC ascending order with respect to speed. If it is more denser, speed will be less. So speed of A is less, speed of light in A is less compared to B compared to C. And the same way, arrange ABC in ascending order of their refractive index. Speed and refractive index both are reciprocal. So it will be CBA. So this we completed. And for tomorrow, like those were writing, if possible, you write down the chemistry question for tomorrow. So this question, state and explain 4 types of chemical reactions with an example. So write down the question, state 4 types of reaction, that is composition, decomposition, displacement, double displacement, all 4 with example you need to write. And next, explain the cleansing action of soap. This is also very important question. Cleansing action, okay, that is the cleaning action of soap. Okay, leave this, instead of that, prepare for this action of the soap one. Okay, complete this question thoroughly in tomorrow's morning session. Combination, decomposition, all those type, already you know this answer you can write. So for you, this question is repeated very less time. Like I don't think you repeated it or you know it thoroughly. So once you read the cleansing action of soap. Now the next one, describe the activity to show that magnetic field produced around current carrying straight conductor. So here describe an activity to show. So these activities are needed. So once we'll complete our FA exam, we'll go through with all the activities, or otherwise once in the online session, I'll repeat all the activities for you, or any 2 activities which you will be writing and giving to me next day. Activity to show that the reaction of acid with metal. So this question was there in the diagram and now they are giving to explain the activity. So this question is very important. In first paper also we had this question in 4 marks. And the second paper, the same question is there for 8 marks. So repeat that question properly. Now let's move with the third paper. So our second paper got completed. Even we covered the chemistry session today. Now third paper. Okay, I'll explain once the soap answer, so that you can prepare it for tomorrow easily. So most of the dirt is oily in nature and oil does not dissolve in water. Most of the dirt is oily in nature. So oil does not dissolve in water. We know that oil floats on water. The molecule of the soap are sodium or potassium salt of long chain hydrocarboxylic acid, long chain of carboxylic acid. So here we can see that they are the long chain of carboxylic acid. Molecules of soap, this point is very important. Molecules of soap are sodium or potassium salt. Okay, depending on whether they are washing soap or they are bathing soap, it can be sodium or potassium. They are sodium or potassium salt of long chain carboxylic acid. Soaps are molecules in which the 2 ends have different property. So soap is having 2 ends. One is this hydrocarbon tail and this is head part. The 2 parts have different property. One is hydrophilic in nature. Hydrophilic means water lover, which stays in water. That is, it interact with water. Interact means it will stay in water. While the other end is hydrophobic. Hydrophobic means water hater. That is, it interact with hydrocarbon or oil. Soap is having 2 parts. One is tail part, other is head part. Tail part, it is hydrophilic in nature. Okay, tail part is hydrophobic in nature and head part is hydrophilic in nature. So head part will interact with water, tail part will interact with dirt, oil. Tail is hydrophobic in nature, head is hydrophilic in nature. First point, soap is having two parts, or it can be the salt of sodium or potassium, long chain carboxylic acid. Then you will write about the two parts. In soap, water, the soap molecule does form a structure. So when the soap is applied on the dirty cloth, it will form a structure which is called micelles. One end of the micelle is towards the oil droplet, where the other end is outside. When we see the micelles, one end is, you wrote spelling mistake there. Srinidhi has M-I-C-E, S will not come. M-I-C-E-L-L-E. Okay, so here it will form, micelles. So which a circular structure where it is having head outward and tail towards the dirt. When the dirty cloth is agitated means when it is continuously kept in water and removed out of that. In soap solution, the oily and greasy particles present on the surface and trapped by the soap micelles get disappeared in the water. So this point you can make it simple. So when it is agitated, the tail will drag out the oil particle. The tail will drag the oil particle out of the cloth. As a result, water will become dirty and cloth will become clean. So this is how the cleaning action of soap is done. Is it clear? Is it clear? Okay. Now let's continue with the next topic. So this topic tomorrow you'll be learning and completing properly. See here about the types of reaction, how they wrote. Combination reaction, definition, and one example. Decomposition reaction, definition, and example. While writing decomposition reaction, they wrote all together. The first one, heat, thermal decomposition. Give the heading here, thermal decomposition, give one example. Decomposition which is taking place in presence of heat is called thermal decomposition. Thermal decomposition example, calcium carbonate, when it is heated, it will convert into calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. For photo decomposition, example is AgCl, already you did. Next, electro decomposition, which is electrolysis of water. Now the next one, displacement reaction, examples are given. Double displacement, further examples are given. At least one example is very important. Okay, if you are not writing two, at least write down one. So this paper got completed, second paper also. Now let's start out with the third paper. See here, how the metals react with acid. For that activity, how we are going to write. The first one, like aim. Then after that, in procedure, set the apparatus as shown in the figure. Take about 5 ml of dilute sulfuric acid in the test tube and add few pieces of zinc granule. So here dilute sulfuric acid is taken and then zinc granules are added to that. So when zinc will react with acid, it will produce hydrogen which burns with pop sound. So here observe any change on the surface of the zinc granule. So here, okay, Srinidhi has, what you wrote, Al? So here conclusion and precautions all are given. So once you prepare thoroughly, this question also, AgBr, okay. Still in decomposition, na? So here this, how the metals are reacting with acid. If activity is asked, only you will be taking the example of zinc and you will write it. How the metal react with acid? For that different questions are there. In properties, different answers are there, like different metals react with the different rate. So that answer you need to write. Okay, now next paper, paper number 3. For this paper, we this chemistry part is not yet discussed. physics we completed. So let's concentrate on the chemistry part for this. Here the first question, guess why should a magnesium ribbon is cleaned before burning in air? So here magnesium will react with oxygen to produce magnesium oxide. To remove the impurity and to get the better result, it should be cleaned before burning. Magnesium will react with oxygen to form magnesium oxide. To have best result, it should be cleaned to remove impurities. Bases which are soluble in water are called alkalis. Water soluble bases are called alkali. Substance, bleaching powder, washing soda. Formula is given. Which of the above substances used to make drinking water free from germ? Bleaching powder. Very good. Okay. Some of you wrote to remove impurities. It's not asked to remove impurities. Out of them, which is used to kill the germs? Bleaching powder. Good. The next one, give two example of amphotic oxide. Two examples of amphotic oxide. Okay, what are the two examples of amphotic oxide? Amphotic oxide, CaOCl2. Al2, CaOCl2 is not amphotic oxide. That's the example of bleaching powder. Okay, the same answer you wrote. Give two example of amphotic oxide. Amphotic oxide, one is Al2O3, other one is ZnO. Two are there, Al2O3 and ZnO. Amphotic oxides, Al2O3, ZnO. Only two amphotic oxides are there. Okay, now the next question. Okay, we already completed this all chemistry part. What is the industrial application of hydrogenation? Preparation of, what are the industrial application of hydrogenation? Preparation of vegetable ghee from oil. Okay, what you want? Shall I continue this paper and to complete the chemistry part or to wind up? What shall I do? Shall I wind up? Feeling sleepy? Or to complete this paper? Say fast. Okay, we'll complete it, huh? It will take hardly 5 minutes. Already the physics part got completed. Here the chemistry 4 questions we completed. Okay, next one. Out of chemistry, general formula CnH2n plus 2. Write the first two alkanes. So general formula they gave and they're asking to write two alkanes. General formula CnH2n plus 2. What are the first two members? So N we will replace with 1. C1H4, that is CH4. Second will be C2, 2 plus 4 plus 2, 6. So what are the first two alkanes? So these are the first two alkanes. Along with that, write down the name. Methane, ethane. Now the next question. Already we did. What do you mean by magnification is +1? Now the next question. Which question do you ask your teacher to understand the concept of Ohm's law? Okay. Your teacher is sitting with you. You can ask which question you want to ask to your teacher about Ohm's law. Make a question. What is the graph or the graph of the Ohm's law looks like? You can make questions in that way. So let's see answer what they have given. It's question number 11. For 11th question they have given. See how answers are there. What is Ohm's law? What are the limitations of Ohm's law? Two answers. What could be the two questions related to Ohm's law? The first one is what is Ohm's law? Second one is what are the limitations of Ohm's law? Or you can make like Why the graph of the Ohm's law is straight line passing through the horizon. How can we calculate resistance from Ohm's law? So all those are the questions you can put on. Next ray diagram already we did. How can you appreciate the role of pH of acid and bases in your everyday life? Last time during your FA exams, this question was not very properly done by everyone. Okay, this once you learn from your textbook nicely. Or those who are having, okay, Himanshu or I think Ashrita, those are having that science book of mine, there all that points are written. Already Ashrita dictated that answer in the class, how the acid and base, they help to us in the everyday life. Like how the acidity of the stomach can be controlled, or pH of the soil, then pH of the water, then tooth decay, insect bite, how all those can be protected. So we need to write in detail. So once you prepare this question also. So this will be one more question you need to learn nicely for tomorrow. So the first one related to chemistry only, cleaning action of soap, and the second one, role of pH. Paper complete, Nana. Only little bit. This is over. Now section 4, what is myopia, that we did. Tungsten one also we did. Series arrangement is also done. This balancing already completed. Explain the mechanism of soap. The same question is again. Then activity to observe magnetic field near the bar magnet, that magnetism chapter to be done. Write an activity to understand the rusting of iron nail in presence of air and moisture. This is the last question. How the rusting can be done in presence of air and moisture. So for that activity, if you remember, iron nail are taken and in one test tube it will be half filled with water. In another test tube, nothing will be there. It will be completely dry. So where it is half filled with water, there it will get rusted. And the other two test tube, in one test tube it is completely filled with water and oil is added from the top. And another third one where no water is taken at all. So rusting is shown only in the test tube where it is half filled with water. As for rusting, moisture and air both are needed. Clear? Is it clear? Now this paper got fully completed. So 3 papers we done fully with physics and chemistry part. For tomorrow, everyone, those who attended, nicely will prepare the cleaning action of soap. And the next question, which one I gave? The next one, second one, I forgot what I gave. I forgot the second question, what I said to, role of pH in everyday life. Prepare thoroughly 2 questions. Role of pH in everyday life, and the first one was cleaning action of soap. Okay, now I'm winding class. Complete your preparation. Have a nice sleep. Good night.